Good afternoon. I'm Dory Nord.
I'm Scott Taylor. Hello.
And together we've created SpatialMind.
Let me share background about our project. We're looking for ways to help teachers and students understand what spatial reasoning is, its importance in STEM, and to offer opportunities for students to engage in spatial and mental rotation activities, as well as teachers who may be experienced in teaching generally don't understand what spatial reasoning is about, its importance, and offering opportunities to learn how to better integrate such concepts into, say, a 5th grade math class.
And so that was the motivation. It's work that Scott has been doing for a while, and I have a pretty significant background in teaching mathematics, so it was a really good fit. So this is what our homepage looks like. As you see, we have a section for teachers as well as a section for students. The student portal is primarily like extension activities for the main part of the app, which is for teachers, which generates activities based on their interests. And so let's do a little walkthrough of the student portal. We call it the student zone. As you see, there are two choices. You can choose their games that are interactive and hopefully fun. So the student chooses which area they'd like to focus on. And we have a little demo. So this is about practicing mental rotation virtually. And you see that the objects look very similar, if not identical, but they actually have some minor differences. And so you have to go back and forth and rotate them and decide which one is the perfect match. And it keeps track of your score. And then the other section is we called Shadow Sculptor, which has like a shadow reflection without the third dimension. And the student has to continually rotate the object until it fits in the right match. So we hope that it's fun and interactive. And again, these are really intended to be extension activities for students that have done some work in the classroom. And so Scott is going to talk about our favorite technical approach as well as human in the loop aspect, which comes within the teacher portal.
So what you're looking at is what we built in Google AI Studio. But in our journey to try to make something to be helpful to teachers and spending maybe too long in OpenAI Agent Builder, we entered a lot of research. We entered a lot of references of good spatial experiences in a RAG, and everything came back as very boring and dull. So we made a very intentional decision to figure out how can we make what's offered to a teacher more exciting and more engaging. And we thought, okay, let's start with a panel of experts that can help develop a lesson plan or an activity. And we have 5 different agents currently, one of them being a teacher, another being assistant. We have a toy designer, a play expert, and a learning designer. And let me move forward here. I think there's a video where we ask all of these experts to come up with ideas and debate against each other to figure out which one is the most engaging and fun. Now, I will call out a flaw when we first started down this path. We thought we needed a game designer as an expert on our team. And as lessons were being offered, the game designer kept saying, I don't see what the win state is. How is somebody going to win this? So we fired the game designer and we kept everybody else. And if you read through this discussion, it's really quite amazing to see how the thinking behind what is engaging and fun for a teacher to share with their students. And a document can be saved out that includes the transcript and the lesson or activity and how to implement it. And there we are. If you want to try this at home, we have our QR code, and there are 2 hidden Easter eggs that we did not show you if you want to dig deeper. Any questions?
Less of a question, more of a comment. As an adult, I want to play this, so thank you. But the other is, I really appreciate that it also speaks to the tech-enhanced items that most school districts don't offer, or the opportunities aren't there for students to practice. So it's based, obviously on spatial reasoning and math and STEM, but like the other piece of it, unfortunately, is like, because we're talking about assessments, is that this will be really beneficial for students and teachers to see modeling of tech-enhanced items in those high-stakes assessments that they engage in.
Thank you very much for sharing.
Do you want to talk about that aspect a little?
Which one?
Well, we went back and forth a lot about whether to have a student resource or a teacher resource, and this is what we almost by accident.
It was almost by accident how this all
But
came
we loved it. We love it.
Yeah, thank you. All right.